Good evening, it's Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Today's Tuesday, September 19th, 2022. Join me. Good evening, Yonkers. It's Freddy Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, I want to talk about a culture in politics here. A dirty culture of dirty politics. Good evening, folks. Good evening, folks. I'm Freddy Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to talk about a culture here in Yonkers that exists. Dirty politics. When you oppose the status quo, they will spare no expense, and they will stoop as low as they need to in order to intimidate, silence, and get rid of people altogether. And so that's happened to a lot of people. It's happened now. It's happening to me. And, recently a lot of nasty posts, and it's still continuing. And so I wanted to talk about that. And it seems like that's what they do. Again, when they want to get rid of people. Last year, we saw it to what happened with the city council president, former city council president, Mike Cater. And they don't have any boundaries, right? Kids are not off limit. The Ys are not off limits. Lies, they will go to any, to great lengths in order to make you look bad, make you wear you out, right? Make you feel like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I can't. I quit. My wife, they're attacking her. And they know how much I love my wife. I mean, I've made it very clear, and I have something, special with her. It's my wife. I love her a lot. She was important in my life. And so now they're trying to get me to react, and even the Yonkers voice, he tried to kind of get me to react the other day when he mentioned my wife, when he confronted me when I was in my car. And so I just want to reiterate, this is what they do. I mentioned this early on. The Ruros from the Yonkers voice told me on several occasions that elected officials, this is not just these guys have an issue with me, because I don't know why they would have an issue with me. This is coming from elected officials. They wanted him to create a story that would hurt my business, about me, that would hurt my business. And so he said, well, me and Brian, I said, Brian, maybe we shouldn't do it. This was a year ago. And now they're coming out with these articles to try and hurt my business. They're doing exactly that. Right? They're doing exactly what I said that, Ruros had told me, that elected officials. And why would they be coming at me? Again, because I have been speaking out about elected officials. My podcast is Basement Politics Unfiltered. I put information out there that I get from sources. Sometimes they're anonymous. Sometimes I know who they are. And people don't like it. People don't like what I'm saying. So they're trying to come at me and in the most disgusting ways. And so I just want to make, I want to talk about that because it's important, because people do pay attention to that. It could affect my business. And I think that it's something that I need to mention. And they're using this now to also attack Dr. Casada. As I mentioned before, they want Dr. Casada out. Why? Why has the Yonkers Tribune, the Yonkers Newswire going after Dr. Edwin Casada? Everyone I hear speak of the man say good things about him, except for the Yonkers Tribune and the Yonkers Newswire. And sure, the schools need improvement, because I talk about it often. But I'm not putting it all on Dr. Casada. I think he's done a good job. I think he's doing what he can do. I mean, it's only so much he is able to actually get done. There's a lot of politics. There's corruption. Money doesn't always go to where it's supposed to go. So we often see ourselves with budget shortages, right? And so that's out of Dr. Casada's hand. He has to go in front of the council, the Yonkers City Council, during the budget meetings or budget season, as they call it, and request money and say, this is what we need. But even then, he knows he has to play within a certain parameter. He can't just go and say what he really needs or what he really thinks. That would cause problems probably for him, right? And the city council doesn't care. They don't ask him what he really needs. They don't. Tasha Diaz, the majority leader, doesn't ask what really needs to get done here in the city schools. She's busy elsewhere. So Brian Harras says there seems to be a culture of covering things up and not protecting children in the Yonkers public schools. Brandy, this is a failure to report all incidents as required by law. Kind of reminds me of that Yonkers Federation of Teachers. So he's like attacking everyone here. Scandal of some years back. In the end, the Yonkers public schools dropped disciplinary charges against the ex-teacher union president related to an alleged child abuse cover-up in June 23rd. School Superintendent Edwin Casada informed Yonkers Federation of Teachers President Pat Pulio that the district has withdrawn its case against her. So he's trying to make Dr. Casada look bad here while trying to make me look bad. And so what I did was I talked about a story that was told to my wife many years back by an adult at the time who told her about a story when she was younger. And Brian, she did go to the police, or her family did, but she didn't want to. She didn't want to give any information. That was my point, dummy. That was my point. So the police knew, but who are they going to prosecute? Who are they going to go after when the victim doesn't say anything and is unwilling to? And that's the same thing with that video that was sent to me. And they're trying to accuse me of child porn. Someone sent me a video. And the point of it was because things were happening in the school that were not being told to parents because they knew about it. The Yonkers Police Department already knew about it. So did the schools, obviously. It had actually already been on the internet. And the point of it was that no one was speaking out about it, right? No one was mentioning it to parents that this is happening in the schools. And they were trying to keep a hush-hush. So then they try and twist that and use that against me to make me look bad. And I normally wouldn't care, but it's, I have a business, right? And that's what they're trying to impact, my business. And I also love my wife and I care about her. And so when they blast her picture on this stupid page, it does bother me. But I've learned that I have to kind of, maintain a level of restraint because, I'm in a different, I got more eyes on me now, which is a little, not always something that I like, but people, hey, Vazquez, some people call me by my last name. Hey, Vazquez. Hey, Vazquez, So, I got to be chill. That's just politics. Petty behavior expected. Imagine how existing politicians feel when 200,000 eyes are on them. I'm sure they get us. Yeah, I know. And I said that to my wife and other people. I said, I would not want to be famous. Why would you want to be famous? Like, I'm getting comments from people from other states just, insulting, and they don't even know what they're talking about. They don't understand the issue, but yet they feel like they can make a comment. They know enough to make a silly comment. Know this, my brother, when you speak the truth, you always are going to have the enemy attack you. Satan has no barriers, but fear nothing. God is with you. Yeah. And, like I said, I always keep my B's. I have a real strong faith. And, and look, there's never been any accusation of the sort on me or my wife. And I've worked in schools, actually. I've worked in schools for about 8 years or so. So I went background check, fingerprint, and all that. And I loved it. It was a great thing for me, but I wanted to make more money. That was my thing. I'm going to make more money. I'm going to be the business guy, but I truly enjoyed it. It was something that I have fun with, getting to know the different kids and stuff like that and having an impact, and they, like the woman that was recanting the story to my wife, they'll come, they come back as adults and they remember us. I just saw a kid today. Actually, I was getting my bacon, egg, and cheese at the Gatto's, man. Shout out to you. I used to work at a respite program for family services in Westchester. He was one of the kids that we pick up. And I mean, he was small, but he's twice my size now. So it's always, funny to see that when they, you see them many years later, right? And they're adults now. And they're like double your size. You're like, hey, I remember you were this little, now you like, And so I ran to another kid in Getty Square. He was coming out of a cab. He's a twin. and they're super tall now. I'm like, you guys got to be playing basketball now. Oh, not to, I don't want to be like cliche or stereotypical. I'm just saying, you know, they're tall. Political arena throwing each other under the bus. Yeah, but it's sad. It's just it's made up. It's lies and it's twisted. We got your back. Good versus evil. I appreciate that. You know, and so I just want to come on there and say that. And then, you know, you got individuals that are co-signed this, like this woman, Brandy Nichols. Brandy, you didn't comment. Me and you have chatted before. Stop it. This just disgusts me. Not reporting a rape victim as an adult is irresponsible and against the law. She went to the police. And this was years ago, and he made it seem like it was recently. And he made it seem like it was a Yonkers a student that recently got raped. No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's a lie. Wasn't recently. Wasn't a Yonkers public school student. Okay, and they did go, but the girl would not speak up. That's the problem. So that's what I was saying about Yonkers voice, Mr. Ruros. That someone has spoken with me about something else, but they just happen to mention that they know a woman now, because she's a woman now, that was also inappropriately touched by Ruros. She just never said nothing about it. And that's why I brought that up, right? Because some people don't want to say nothing. The cops, they won't give them any information or nothing. You know, they just wanted to, it's like they wanted to go away. You know, this just is such a traumatic thing that they don't even want to deal with having to go, you know, with the police, go through court and all that stuff. So now, of course, my wife is always going to protect the kids that she's with again. And that's why they remember her many years later. Okay. And she will have many kids, you know, especially girls and women now, stand up and vouch for that. So how dare this guy and, you know, people like this vouch for her, especially when you were talking. Stop that. You know, stop that nonsense, Brandy. You're just a hater. You know, these are people that hate. So this is what happens in politics. They'll come at you using Yonkers Tribune, Yonkers Newswire, the Yonkers Voice, and then they'll have minions that attack you through comments and then try to create this perception that this is really real. Right? And then you get people, oh my God, you know, without actually knowing the real truth. But it's not like they're doing this on their own. And that's what's important about this whole thing. They're not doing this on their own. They are being told to do this by city officials, elected officials. I can almost guarantee you that. They get paid. They get paid advertisements. That's what they do. That's why they'll never speak about the fact that, you know, Ruros is a pedophile, right? In fact, he was actually, Brian, until they became partners and they do this together now, right? So, you know, and then he goes on to like mention me. I mean, this guy, he thinks I'm corrupt. I'm exposing Yonkers corruption. I'm not exposing Yonkers corruption. That is not me. That is not me, right? That is not me. I am not exposing Yonkers corruption. But apparently Ruro seems to think so. He's commenting to the exposing Yonkers corruption. Again, people send me this stuff. And this is why I've been speaking about it now, because I was getting text messages and, you know, messages in my inbox with those posts right there, or, you know, from Brian. And then I got this one also text message to me as well. Exposing Yonkers corruption, Freddy. You hate YV so much. Why are you here? Or do you really think that I don't know that it is you? And it's not. See, all those that you really think like you cannot keep your little secrets. So who's telling you? This guy loves to say, who's telling you it's me? Because it's not. They're lying to you. Why would I do that when I have basement politics? That's what basement politics is. I show you my face, right? And then when I see you, I don't hide, right? Yeah, I saw what's the name? Rubo earlier. I saw Tom Meyer earlier. I even shook his hand. I said hello. You know, he was a perfect gentleman, man. You know, again, listen, I understand maybe you might be strong on by Zahi Jarris, guys. Maybe that's what it is. You know, I could help. That what you guys, I could help. I could help you get from being strong armed, you know. Let me know if that's what's going on over there at the Yonkers Democratic Committee. This is me earlier today. I was at the Yonkers Recycling Center. Let me give you the backstory on this, yo. This is unbelievable. So, listen, you always want to talk about my wife. I know who funds you guys, okay? So, okay, listen. I go looking because I'm doing some investigation, right, into the Mike Cater accusations and allegations, and also into no-show jobs. So I wanted to go see if a woman by the name of Sada Jarris was there, first of all, at her $130,000 a year supervisory position, for which she failed the test twice, yet to pass, and also ask, why did she make the accusations against Mike Cater when she worked for him as chief of staff? She was part of the whole takedown of Mike Cater when she alleged a hostile work environment. There were even accusations that Mike Cater even physically accosted her, although that was not verified by a certain individual. When I asked him, that would know for sure. So I don't think it happened, because they said, no, it wasn't that. It was just, they didn't go that far to say that. So it didn't happen. You know what I'm talking about, right? And so after that and Mike Cater lost, she then takes a hiatus and winds up as a supervisor over at DPW, where she works now at the recycling center. And she happens to be standing there as I'm going there. There's a press conference on this, disposing paint. The Yonkers Recycling Center will now be accepting your old cans of paint starting Wednesday and every day thereafter, except for Sundays when they're closed. So don't put them in the trash. Bring them to the recycling plant. They want to get rid of them without destroying the streets. And I've seen this happen, right? And I see Sada there. And pshung, she took off. She left. And what's funny is I thought it was a man, but it's Tom Meyer. He comes up, he shakes my good hands. He goes, hey, how you doing? And I go, yeah, I'm here to see Sada. He goes, oh, yeah, there she goes. She's running away from you. I said, I don't know why. I just want to ask her a couple of questions. So I try to, follow her. I said, but she went into the building. I have limits. I don't go into the building, right? And I don't videotape families after they just find out that they lost a loved one. Right? I don't do things like that. So she went into her workplace. I respected that. I went back to the news conference. But I wanted to ask about the fact that she failed the test twice to become a supervisor, yet she's a supervisor. Some people got it made in the shade. There goes the mayor. My guy. See, I said hi to Tom. No sound? Dang it. I don't know. There's no sound? I don't know, man. I tried to do the sound. I don't want to have to start it over. But yeah, so I saw Tom Mai say hello. And I said, I came here to I wanted to ask Sada a couple questions because I saw her in there. He goes, oh, there she goes. She's running away from you. And so I went to follow her. But again, like I said, she went inside her office. I'm not going to go in the office, So I stood for the, I don't know if you can get the sound now. Tom Mai, how you doing? How's everything? I'm doing my, came to see Sada Jerris.
Oh, she's running away from you.
I know. I don't want to ask some questions. No sound still? Sada! She went inside the office. Sada Jerris is the wife of Zahi Jerris, the political operative that I've spoken about here on Basement Politics, the guy that's behind the Yonkers Tribune, the Yonkers News Wire, pays also the Yonkers Voice as well, to do interviews with Tasha Diaz, make her look good, ask her those softball questions, lobs them to her. Bing! Sometimes she still strikes out. I mean, it's incredible. So that's why I wanted to see what's up with that, because some people get special treatment here. At least my wife is more than qualified for the position, Zahi. She got there on her merits because, as you can see, they don't like me, right? So why would they give me anything? They've been making it difficult for me, right? So my wife didn't get the special Zahi Sada Jerris treatment. So if, Zahi, that's how we're going to go. We can go there, and again, right? We stick to politics. I try to be fair, try to leave out, the kids and the wives, although your wife does work for the city in unusual circumstances. She was involved in the Mike Cater thing. So, I mean, I have to sometimes touch on it, but I try to be light. I don't make things up. But that's the politics here. Dirty politics in Yonkers. Right, Eileen O'Connor? I don't know if she can hear me. She's over at the redistricting meeting over at the Riverfront Library. If anyone's interested, it might be over. Let me know if you can hear this. John Rubo here was on People Before Politics with Lorraine Lopez and AJ Johnson.
Want to squeeze it, trying to give people an opportunity.
Talking about affordable housing,
place to live. Let's not squeeze them into a one bedroom. So I don't think the ordinance addresses that, but the city of Yonkers is investing $100,000 in a firm that has written affordable housing ordinances for Detroit, New Orleans, and other places. And so they're coming in. We should have a report back from them in the next 4 weeks, and they're going to tell us, okay, this is what we think the market can bear. This is what we think builders will build. This is what we think will help your community. Now, I'm advocating to take this all a step further, and that the city continue to invest in this firm to tell us other ways to bring in, to make it more viable to build affordable housing, to have more people like Conifer or West Half or other affordable developers to come in and build, so that this way, it works for everyone. I mean, we need more affordable housing, but I don't think this ordinance addresses it all.
So thanks for joining us as we get all the calls out.
Excuse me.
And we start to get people to join us both on live.
Did you guys see that?
Live.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Who saw that? Who know what I'm talking about? Stop it. This guy's talking about affordable housing. We need more affordable housing, so we're going to spend $100,000 to have some firm come and tell us how to do it. Well, it's very simple. You get some contractors. You find a nice piece of land, if it's still available, and you build, right? As quick as possible, because people need it. I'm getting all kinds of flack for my video on the illegal apartments. They're saying, well, at least they're not on the street. Yeah. And thank God for now, they're still alive. However, that should not be the way that we bring more affordable housing to people. I mean, that's not even, like humane conditions sometimes, some of these basement apartments, some of these illegal apartments. Trust me, again, 10 years in the property insurance business, I've been in many apartments. I've seen many illegal basement apartments. I mean, people literally living in one room, 8 to 10 people. That's not good. That's dangerous. It presents a danger for a lot of people, right? So don't get mad at me. Get mad at the elected officials for not doing more to provide housing, affordable housing. Why oversaturate the market with luxury rentals when it's affordable housing we need? Why are we still talking about it as if it's still just a thought? We're just still on step one. I mean, they should just be going up as quick as the luxury developments are going up. And I know they just recently announced one on Warburton. It'll be Warburton and Woolworth. It'll encompass that whole area. I'm not sure exactly what the intersecting street is, but it will be 90 units. And again, when you build them, you don't do it like you do with the luxuries, where you're building 2, 3, and even 900 units. You're building 70, 90, knowing that the need is much greater for the affordable housing. So, I mean, John, you're sitting there, well, we're going to see what we could do and how we could do this and how we could bring more affordable housing. We need to, get a firm to do a study, and then we need to spend $100,000 of taxpayer money, and then maybe another $100,000 of taxpayer money, just so we can be told how to do it. By that time, we know how to do it, but we don't have no land to do it. Sorry, folks. Maybe you can take these plans to another place where they have a lot of land, right? Go to Alaska. Right. So this is all BS. And this is a Democrat. Right. They have a supermajority and they've yet to do anything for the people. I thought the Democrat represented the everyday people, those that are in need of affordable housing. Right. I thought they were some big supporters of the Black and Latinos, unlike those racist Republicans. They do nothing for minorities. They're racist, white supremacists. It's the Democrats that love the Blacks and the Latinos. Ain't that right, Yonkers City Council Democrats? 4 Black women, super Democratic majority. Still, no real affordable housing plan for the people. That's messed up. That's messed up. And then they entice them and they make it all, they did this voucher thing with Macy that was supposed to be, oh my God, it's a lottery. That's sad. You're playing with people's freaking emotions, man. It's not a lottery, game. They wanted to do this live on Facebook, you know, like a Price is Right type of thing. Come on down. You're the next contestant on the waiting list for affordable housing. You're 5 years closer to getting a voucher, right? Meanwhile, there were people already waiting. What happened to them? You got shuffled up in the lottery, starting all over. You know, so, and it's a game, and they want to get praises for that. Tasha Diaz wants to get praises for that. They want to get praises for keeping you dependent rather than teaching you how to provide for yourself, rather than providing resources and opportunities so you can learn and ultimately provide for yourself, right? So, you know, folks, I'm not a racist, and I've been called that also. I'm not a racist. What did I say? Anything derogatory? It's a fact. It's a fact that the majority, if not all the developers, maybe not all, but most, the big time developers are Jewish. It's a fact. Why is that racist? Why is that a racist statement? If they were Trump supporters, we would know about it, right? They'd be like, yo, the developers are Trump supporters. They're racist. Get them out of here. That'd be okay, though. Right? I'm just trying to say, you know, it's okay to you know, it's not be around. That's a fact. And I'm saying, you know, hopefully one day maybe us Latinos could be developers, and you know, the blacks, you know, and we'll develop without pushing us out. Anyway, folks, I'm Freddy Vazquez. Yeah, this is Politics in Yonkers. Come on, Zahi, stop it. Cut it out, Zahi. Cut it out, Z. Cut it out. Come on. Come on. Cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Don't involve my wife. Come on, please. But if you do, that's okay. We ain't got nothing to hide. We can take it. We got thick skin, Zahi. We got thick skin. You got no neck. You know how it goes. You know. So stop, Z. I know this is you. I know you're paying these bums to do this, you know. And Macy's giving Brian a nice voucher kickback also. So stop, please. And by the way, I am not Yonkers exposing Yonkers corruption. Please, for the last time, I am not exposing Yonkers corruption. They are who they are. I don't know who you guys are. I wish you would say who you are. Who are you? Who are you guys? Thank you. Thank you, Sunshine. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. No, thank you. I do. I greatly appreciate you guys, you know, following the show. And again, I don't make money off. I don't do this for all the negative things people say. I do this. I don't make money. You know, I'm just doing this to tell the truth. I do care about the people. And you know, and like I was telling someone today, you know, technically I don't have to, right? I could just mind my business. I could just mind my business, like some people say, and then go live my life. And I'll be living my life, and I'll be good. And just watching people just get pushed out, businesses closed down, you know, people forgotten. It's just sad to see that. And that's not okay. Right. And I don't like to live by the whole idea that I got mine, I'm good, you better get yours, you know? And that's the problem. And we've been living like that, competing with each other, right? More than helping each other. And that's why we are struggling now. That's why we scraping and crawling to try to get to the top still. We could have built a human ladder and got us all up. Right? But maybe one day. Imagine. Right, like my man John Lennon said. Anyway, folks, thank you, folks, for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Say, hey, stop it. Stop it, Z. The say to call you and say, Freddy's at my job. Freddy's at my job. Z, stop it, Z. Tell these guys to stop it. I am Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics, home of the truth, where the facts live, the haters come incognito, you fake accounts. You can't, if you're saying something from a fake account, I cannot take you seriously. Okay? Cannot. Thank you, Catherine. Real account. This page supports Freddy, but has no ties to this page. Thank you. And not that I don't, you know, hate you guys or dislike you guys. I'm just saying, you know, people think it's me. And look, how can I be doing that and me at the same time, right? I mean, I guess I could. It's possible, but it's not me. I'm Freddy Vazquez, folks. Have a beautiful and blessed night. I will see you mañana. Let's talk about that council meeting tomorrow.
I was raised in housing. I don't think you were.
You know, what is that sweet spot?
I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I went to Yonkers public schools. I don't think you did. We can go on all night with this, honey.
You're watching
Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vasquez.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.
What is that sweet spot?
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddy Vasquez.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
No!
I'm married. Did they make a comment? I didn't want me to show my hands while they commented. It's not me, folks. But listen, if they believe that it's me, then so be it. What can I do? I can't do anything about it. But shout out to all those that are not being silenced, who will not be silenced, who are not afraid, who are coming out, speaking out, supporting my page. Thank you very much, folks. Yonkers, we do this together. I'm out of here. I'm out.